believe it or not, they love you just as much as any other animal loves you.
How hard could it be to raise chickens, right?
You know, you can turn garbage food into an egg, and eggs are always good.
I don't think I'm a crazy chicken lady. I think they lay me bigger and better eggs because I talk to them. The goal is to not go to the market. That's the goal.
We are 40 miles north of Chester on the Canadian border, and we go to Havre and to Great Falls for our supplies and stuff. Well, I think that homegrown eggs are way better. They have a much brighter orange yolk, and they have a better taste.
They taste a hell of a lot better.
I mean, they were organic before organic became a word.
When we first moved up here, a neighbor of ours had us try out farm fresh eggs for the first time. We had never tasted anything like that, and we were so blown away by how good they tasted, and then read up on them and how healthy they were, and also read about how the your regular store-bought eggs, how that's not necessarily the healthiest thing. So it really pushed us for farm fresh eggs, but even further, let's get our own, because how hard could it be to raise chickens, right?
The shells are harder and the yolks are a lot darker yellow, so it's better for you. No antibiotics. With our neighbors having chickens, it was kind of a joke a little bit. And then I was in my office, and here comes Maddie with a box of chicks for my birthday this March. So off we go, and we had to start building. But they're fun, you know, get eggs every day, and they all have little personalities, so they're cool.
Oh, we always grew up with that. My dad, he's always complaining about boughten eggs, and he finds someone in Big Sandy that raises their own chickens, and now I take them eggs. And we even noticed, like, even making angel food cakes, which you don't use the yolk, but they're just better. You know, they just seem good. I know that mass producing eggs they're in cages more, and I think they're getting away from that some, but I feel like it's really important for chickens to be natural and go out and scratch the ground and peck at things they want, eat green grass.
So you definitely got to tell us a story about the coop. You know, why you did what you did with what you have.
Well, it's a sleeper cab off a '73 International Transtar semi that we bought years and years ago. Took it off, turned it into a box and hoist tandem, and the sleeper sat behind the shop for 30 years, and it was a fort for us kids and every other kid in town, and just sat there. And when we decided we were going to get them, I didn't really want to go to the expense of buying all the lumber and stuff to make one. I thought, well, I'll just see what I can come up with.
Well, my grandparents come straight from Norway and homesteaded here in 1917. So next summer we're going to have a 100-year reunion right here.
Colin's grandfather built a chicken coop over there in the 20s, we figured.
Yeah, that's where the hen house the idea of how we built the hen house came from, is how they built theirs.
It was too dilapidated anymore to have chickens in it, so I wanted the same type of thing, so we figured out how to build the same thing. We've had his builder friend Butch Jepson came out and said, yeah, we can do that. But we poured a cement floor. They didn't have that before and stuff, so it's really nice for them. It should be for another 100 years long.
started with the theme of this local area, and if you look back in history, it's all about the trains, and you can hear the trains still coming, and I mean, it's quite a bit of traffic with the trains, and this is much built up because of the railroad, so we chose the name for the ranch, Iron Horse Ranch, because of that. And so each building that I'm going to build is going to have a theme then go along with that, and so we like the Old West kind of stuff, and so finding the materials or making them look like they belong is what has been our #1 goal, I think.
I sat down at our dinner table and I sketched out what I thought would be a nice looking coop for a property, and I didn't want to put an eyesore. Figured if I was going to do something to have it complement what we're doing. And I started building it, and then the roof went from a shallow steep to a 12 and 12 cut stack pitch, and then added a turret on the side as I was going, and then thought it would be awesome to have a covered deck for the chickens with recessed lighting. And
Expensive light fixture.
And decided to put a bunch of windows.
A loft, you know.
It's not perfect, but it looks good, and it's insulated, and the floor is waterproofed, and we use sand, and it's FRP'd, so it's easy to clean up, and it has all the electrical plugs, outlets, and all the dimmers that chickens need, all the high-end amenities there, even a chandelier.
It was a landmark year last year when I was going to turn 50 and we were having our 30th anniversary. So we were having coffee one morning and he's like, "So you want to go to Paris?" I said, "No, I really would rather have a chicken house." So we started really making plans and getting it figured out. And he's like, "Well, where do you want it? Like across the coulee?" And I'm like, "Right outside my bedroom window is where I want it." So I think my roosters drive him crazy, but I love that they're here and I can feed them the stuff out of my garden and leftovers out of the house, and it works out great.
I walked around the shop one day and spotted this, and saw an idea in my head, I guess, and decided to just put it in the shop. I put it in the shop with the forks on the skid steer, and I got about $38 worth of 4x4s into it. And that's it. The rest is scrap. The tin came off an elevator in town that we tore down a few years back, and not saying that it was all free. The lumber and stuff I bought at one point in time, and screws, but they were laying there. I wasn't using them, so pretty cheap, I guess. And I liked when I looked at the way the doors and stuff opened, which I'll show you later. I liked how they, I pictured nesting boxes. You could open up the door and reach right in from outside to get the eggs. I didn't like the idea of them rolling into a totally external nesting or totally external place where you grab the eggs, because when it's like it was here this morning, 20-some below zero, they don't last very long. You got to get them right away. So this way they can, with the heat lamp in there, they can sit in there all day and be 20, 30 below, and they'll never freeze.
What do you think the #1 reason is for other people not having chickens? You guys are obviously both feed in, but there's a lot of people that don't have it. Why do you think they don't?
Fear. Because it takes work, and it's also, they don't want to research it or, deal with, let's be real. I mean, sometimes you have them die, and so, you find out what it is, and some people don't want to deal with that. And it's part of just the husbandry of doing, any kind of ag work like that. You have to know that those things will happen and just get past it, and then you decide if you're going to have them for eggs, in which we have, and they're putting out 26 eggs a day, and so what do you do with that? And that's pretty good stock of eggs, and they're so much better than anything you can buy in the store, so much better, and they keep longer, and they're just a better product.
Well, chickens are so easy and so fun. In most towns, you can have a couple of hens. Everybody ought to have chickens. They're fun. They are.
I think just the aspect of, well, not really a wild animal, but maybe not wanting to get into farm animals and thinking that it's going to be something that's too tedious, too laborious, maybe too dirty or something. Like I previously mentioned the ducks, where that was just a little too messy for us and we didn't want to take that on, but the chickens, as long as you tend to them, really not even that frequently, it's really a simple thing, and what you get out of it is really good eggs, and then we also sell them on the side too, so it all just pays for itself.
We travel a lot, So that was one of the reasons for keeping it automatic. And then, really just doing some upkeep every weekend, cleaning out the coop and doing some raking and stuff. And it's pretty easy. So yeah, I just wanted to do it as nicely as possible, given it was going to be in our backyard. And we have a pool over there, so we spend a lot of time in the backyard. I didn't want something that didn't look good.
It's no different than having to deal with your dog, so
Yeah,
you know.
no, I mean, you do the same thing with them, making sure they don't have any kind of bacterial diseases, they're not ripping each other's feathers out. No, everybody should have chickens. Why wouldn't you want chickens?
They're super easy, really.
Yeah.
Unless you go.
I mean, you gotta keep them clean, you gotta tend to them. I'm in here every day cleaning with them,
She's a
playing
crazy
with
chicken
them.
lady.
I don't think I'm a crazy chicken lady. I think they lay me bigger and better eggs because I talk to them.